this is Rebecca Skillen with CC Cycle 1, Week 7. All right, this is for journeymen and ladies. However, I'm sure you could incorporate this in any of the groups. So first we start off our class with affirmations, and they are right here. God loves me and he thinks that I am amazing. I am smart and I am an encourager. My mouth speaks kind words. My heart obeys and does what is right. My mind is smart and I love to learn. I will do my best. I typically pray over the class, partly for them and probably partly for me. Then it was off to the agility ladder, and we are down to just one set of timetables per week. Yay! So we did the 13s. We do the whole equation for 5 out of the 7 times, and then the last 2 times we skip count. At that point, we move on to prepositions. My kids like to review the whole preposition song up to where we are. So that typically happens. So we're also learning some hand motions. I'm showing them every week. If they like them, great. If not, cool. Standing up, it's in, and then we squat down for inside, into, like, and then they kind of lean over for near. I realized I skipped geography. In class, we did not skip geography. We started off with geography. It is Germania, Gaul, Hispania, Carthage, Alexandria, and we talked a lot about kind of, what do we know that happened in Alexandria? We talked about one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. However, there is a tune that I chose to go with this, and I found that on YouTube, and it's Germania, Gaul, Hispania, Carthage, Alexandria. So we talked about another empire, the Roman Empire, not the Empire Striking Back, and they all had fun with that. We tend to, for the last, 4, 5, 6 weeks, we've been reviewing what we know in relation to what we're learning this week into what we have known already for geography. So does it work with my class? Yeah, it works great to review while we've got the maps out, looking at our geography for this week's memory work, as well as referencing to what we know from previous weeks, because it's all right here. So that's what's been working for my class. It may work for the older kids, it may not work for the younger kids. The other thing that we talked about in geography, I pulled out some of the timeline cards, number 35, 39, and 38. So Persia falls to Alexander the Great. This card talks about Alexander and Alexandria. So 38, the Punic Wars, deals with Carthage, the Phoenicians in Carthage, and we talked about where is Phoenicia on our map, and that they were also in Carthage, and they kind of went all over the place. But that the Punic Wars were the Phoenicians and the Roman Empire, and I encourage them to read that timeline card if they have it at home. And then, of course, Rome conquers Greece. We learned about Greece last week, so kind of tying all of that together. I will say, when we got to our timeline cards for this week, I said, other than the last one, Jesus the Messiah happened in which empire? Rome. Pentecost in the early church? Rome. Persecution spreads the gospel? Rome. Herod's temple destroyed by Titus? Roman Empire. Diocletian divides the Roman Empire. And Constantine legalizes Christianity. Rome was in the middle of the Civil War. So he became the emperor of the Eastern Roman Empire. So other than India's Gupta dynasty, all of our timeline cards for this week cover the Roman Empire, which is what, part of what we were learning today. So dove into a little bit of that, kind of that whole mixing it all together, that God's in the center of it all, and it all is all connected. Latin, we did, this is our third declension. So the way that I remember this is the nominative, the singular nominative is various, and that is 3 syllables. So we are at the third declension. Various is ema, various is ema, various is ema, singular third declension. Again, listening to your CD or your app, but for class, they love the song, and the song, you sing it 3 times. So if you play that twice, you've got 6 times. If you talked about it ahead of time, you've got 7. So I might try hot potato, or pass the gourd for next week, just to kind of throw in something fun. For science, what are some ways animals reproduce? Some ways animals reproduce: live birth, eggs, fragmentation, and budding. There's a great science card. I encourage you to proofread it before you start reading it out loud, if you are reading it to your kids at home, because we're talking about reproduction. History, tell me about Hinduism in India. This is one that, kind of correlates with our timeline song. So we did Hinduism, developed around 1500 BC, 5 times 3, and is known for karma in a circle, reincarnation, and the caste system. And then in the song it says Buddhism. So Buddhism, philosopher, founded in the 6th century BC, Buddhism teaches self-denial and the path to enlightenment. So that's what we did there. And I think that's all the memory work. I told you a little bit about what we did with the timeline cards. The other thing that they've really enjoyed in the last week is, so the first 3 of them, we say the cards, and then I accidentally drop them, and we sing it, and they put them back in order. And then I pick them up, and then I'm getting ready to put them away, and I accidentally drop them, and then the other 4 get to put it back together in the right order. And they just think that's hilarious. I know they know that I'm faking, but they find it absolutely hilarious. We did presentations. They are doing phenomenal with that. I love it. And then I was subbing for essentials last week on top of doing foundation. So I had a fantastic room mom who was able to, she organized and facilitated presentations for me. And then after that, we did tin whistle. So do you know the tin whistle? So we learned the parts of the tin whistle to the song, The Muffin Man. And I wish my daughter was here because she can make sure that I don't mess this up. But do you know the tin whistle? Do you know the tin whistle? The tin whistle, the tin whistle. Do you know the tin whistle? These are its parts: barrel, fipple, mouthpiece, finger holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left hand on top. Okay. So I drew my tin whistle with all of it labeled. We did not get to drawing our own tin whistles this week. However, I do plan on, during kind of review of the tin whistle for week 8, having my journeyman draw a tin whistle. We've done this, we've done drawing. They're going to be able to draw the tin whistle and label its parts. So we had a lot of fun just practicing, making sure that our finger holes are covered. I do not cover the finger holes or make the finger holes smaller. I do put the circles on it mainly for me, there's a texture there and it makes me kind of cover the holes a little bit better. I can feel them. And so I'm not using these to make the holes smaller because it doesn't, but it does give me a little bit of almost a sensation of knowing where my fingers go. So if the kids wanted to do that, they were able to do that. And some of my kids, this is their very first time with the tin whistle, and it's been a lot of fun just even in this first week introducing them to the tin whistle. My tin whistles, not everybody has a bag, but everybody has something that they are storing their tin whistle in. So in my class, tin whistles stay in their sleeping bag. They are asleep until we are ready for them. So we went over our naming ahead of time and we talked about it, and they can be in ready position, which is tin whistle right in front. Playing position is ready to play, and then 1, 2, ready, play is when we play. Okay, and I am not a proponent. I'm not in support of tin whistle jail. I think we should be encouraging them and teaching them self-control. So if it needs to be out of their hands, it comes and sits by me, but I am not an advocate, I guess is the right word, for tin whistle jail. So you do what you want to do, but I want them to be touching and holding their tin whistle, and if that's just too much for them, then their tin whistle can come and take a nap by me. But that's just not my thing. I know that it's fun for some people, but I would encourage you as much positive enforcement, especially since these are not our children. They are their parents' children. So anyways, that's my little soapbox there. At that point, we did review. My kids love this magic bag. It has been a fun addition that somebody posted. And for this week, I had these leaves. I have like 2 other sets of them. And so they were all this beige color at the beginning. And then everybody, I have 7 kids, so 7 kids plus a tutor, which was my room mom today, or last week. Everybody grabbed a card. We answered all of the questions. They got put back in the card, and then they got to scrape off some of this beige color to see what was underneath. It appears that my daughter's goal was to completely scrape it off completely, other than the tip. So they got a few seconds, a minute, 30 seconds to do what they wanted to do. And then everybody drew another card. We answered all the questions. And then they got, a minute or so to do some more designing until we got all the questions for 1 through 7 done this week. At that point, my room mom took them out for their nature walk, and I cleaned up and got myself ready for essentials so that I could have a little bit of a lunch break with my kids. That's how our day went. Nature walk. I don't necessarily think they saw any animals, but they did have a lot of fun drawing what they saw. So we will be back for week 8 on this week, and this week is costume week. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in a little bit.